What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Sins, and I was so excited when I finally got these because I ordered this back in December 14th. This is for the Tundra Crew Max. This is the OEM pop lock. So I shouldn't say pop lock, OEM tailgate lock and unlock. So according to them, they said this is no splicing or anything like that. So I will, try to do my best to show you guys a how-to video. This is my first time. I don't know what I'm doing at all, so I'm gonna be looking back and forth. That comes with this, all this stuff. Obviously no instructions. That's the best part about this stuff, right? No instructions. So I guess I'll jump on the Tundra forums and figure that out. And also I ordered door sills protectors. This is for the Crew Max again. So that's pretty dull, but you can see it says Tundra right there. Yeah, I was pretty excited, so I just ran up to the top of my stairs and just kind of opened all these packages sitting down. And what I also ordered from this website, it's kind of like Amazon, like Ecstasy, whatever. Anyways, I ordered these black decal vents, and we will put those on too. And this one is actually for the radio, the red Tundra, so I'm gonna keep my interior black and red. So let's get it going, guys. Alright guys, so we're at the back of the Tundra here. So to remove these guys, they are like the little star guys here. I really can't explain it, but just pop right out. There it is. Just using the little power tool. That part should just come right out. Alright, so once you get everything removed, the next step they say is for you to remove that bolt. Having a little tool like this is useful. And the reason why they say they want you to mark it, so that way you know exactly where it goes back. So I'm just going to do my best to mark it at the very end of it, so I can tell how it goes back in. Just kind of like that. So I'm just planning to put it back to the, once it reaches that, that's the end tip of it. Sorry about that. Alright, that part goes like that. Then from here, they said in the instructions, just by the pry tool, and we need to pop out these two little black pieces. Alright, so how to actually get that out is these two clips right here. You push it in, and then I just kind of use that to go right there, and it just kind of pops right out. It's just a little clamp that holds that. I just use my pry tool and just unclamp that, and voila, that comes right out. So on this side, pretty much the same thing. Again, right there. Alright guys, so for this part here, gonna have to slide it through there into there, and the red is the female and the white one just male. So the female is gonna stay on the outside while the male's actually gonna come through. They're gonna go through this little hole here, and it's supposed to go through this hole and out this side here. Alright guys, so I just went through that hole and got the female through here. So that just, it's way easier to do it this way. They said for you to feed it through this hole. You definitely can. The professionals are gonna be good at it, but hell, it's my first time doing this, so I ain't gonna be complaining much. So we're just gonna pull that and leave that there, and the male connection's just gonna pretty much, sorry guys, go through right here. I shouldn't. Alright guys, so where we left off is where we marked right here, and the other cords right there. What I did was I just made sure that the male female had a far enough slack. So we just pretty much put the two clamps right there. And I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to see this, It's even hard for me. And what we're gonna do is we're just gonna push it back there. There we go, a lot better. So that part is just gonna come back and clamp right here. So, you know, again, guys, I'm sorry I'm doing this with one hand, so it is taking me a little longer than normal. There you go. So that clamps there, and that's where it marks. That's where I marked it earlier. Alright guys, so pretty much got it all measured up and put in correctly. So what they do want is your tailgate on top and your regular camera harness on the bottom. So after that, they just kind of, you know, push that in here for a second. Make sure it's, make sure everything's tight. And then they just kind of want you to zip tie these two together just like this. Alrighty, so we're back to the female part. We just plug in the female like the instruction says. Then it's got this clip right here that they actually want you to curl up and plug it right here into B. Just gonna plug it in like that. And then they want you to pull this guy straight up. Pretty simple. Alright guys, so we're on to the next part where we actually have to put this part in. You just kind of have to wiggle it around until you get it in here. It's not that bad after you plug in that little hole. So what they want is the bolt that we took off earlier that I said I was going to set right there. That one's actually going to come back. I'm going to put that little guy right there like that. When you do that, that middle piece will connect there. And I know it's kind of hard to see, but where we took off that bolt right there. So that's how that's going to go. So we're going to put that bolt back there. That pretty much comes up there. And be very careful with the packaging. Guys, I almost threw it away. There's that little lock nut there. And it's small, so be very careful to look at everything carefully. I mean, if you look at the back of my trunk, it's completely messy, but I had to search for that and I found it, so be very careful not to throw that away. So you're going to put the bolt back there, and then you're going to take that little push nut and put it right on top of there, and it's going to look like that when you push it in. And that's supposed to lock it in place. So, let's get to it. So I got it in, just kind of turning it by hand for now. I think they say torque this to 49 pounds or something like that. So I'm just gonna do that by hand for now, and then I'm just gonna look and make sure everything's correct. Pull that all the way up. All right, then we're gonna crank that little nut down. Right, and they said it's not supposed to be loose, but I've shoved that down as hard as I can. But a lot of people say that they are dealing with that loose problem too, but it actually doesn't affect it. So yeah, I mean, put your thoughts in the comment. If I did that wrong, let me know, but I've researched it quite a bit and came back to it, and some people said it's fine. That's that full extension right there. And, you know, they said it's not supposed to be loose. Again, I'm repeating myself, but there's no way you're going to get that any tighter, because you're supposed to put your finger back here and push that down. And I do have the nut in the right correction, according to the instructions. So, yeah, I mean, looking at it, pushing it down, you know, only time will tell. But otherwise that, what's next is the zip ties that they gave you that came with that. You're just gonna tie that here. Right, so in case you're very curious where I did it, zip tie, boom, right here, one right here, and the third one right there. Right, so the next part is just put back on the plate. Back from a little camping trip. But anyways, you have to remove this little nut first. You can just twist it right off. That pretty much comes right off, and then they want you to pretty much pry that open. Got that screw removed. Pry this out. It's a straight up pull, guys. If you guys like, again, one of these, just put it in and gently yank it up, and it comes right off. So set that aside. And then this part, it's the same thing. You're gonna have to pull it that way, and I only have one hand, so be right back. All right, so it's a straight pull to the left, guys. Once you get these out, the little clips are going to stay in sometimes, so you have to yank these guys out too. Just makes it easier when you put it back in, and that's, you know, going to be this guy right there. So again, it comes in handy. Just put it in. Wonder, you have to pull this over, and the rubber thing is actually down here. Now the only way I'm gonna be able to do that here is if I remove these staples from. Nope, I lied. They just clamped off. So that's the only way you're gonna do that, is if you clamp these off. Hey, give me a break, alright guys? The first time I'm doing this. I thought I had to remove the staple, but yeah, it looks like you just kind of pop those up. Oh yeah, that's a bonus. And you can see that right there. And I'm gonna have to figure out. So we got this carpet moved, and you could just slowly reach your hand right into there. It's just a little rubber grommet. Just yank that out. Then the instructions, it says for you to find this one here, and you just pretty much yank that out. You just push this clip out, so you pull that out. All right, so once you remove that, it's 18 white pin, and the other ones that's connected to it have some kind of like styrofoam tape or whatever. Anyways, you take this guy, you can plug it to, it's the one on the outer blue here. They have names for it, but you know, again, I'm doing this all by myself. Plug that there, and this guy should come and plug right here. Zoom up for you guys. And that's how that should look like. And the next part is running this wire. I'm gonna put this into the rubber piece here, so we're gonna start with that. Alright, so for this part, they have a little arrow here that they're gonna want it positioned at the 4 o'clock position after you pretty much, you know, get your wire in. So what we're gonna do here now is the rubber grommet that we moved earlier. We have to fit this in there, and this is pretty much gonna go underneath the car. View this little sticker, and you're supposed to pretty much tape it like this. This thing is very sticky and it's pretty hard to lift up, so that's the first one. Voila. So pretty much we fed that through there. All the wires are down here, and whoops, and we got this sticked on here. I'm not gonna do any zip tying yet until I wire all underneath and make sure it works. They said zip tie it, just don't zip tie it to the airbags. And in the pictures and the instructions is completely useless. The pictures are like from a flip phone. Right guys, so I'm underneath the car, and they said do not tie this to your brake lines. So what you could do is, this is the passenger side, I'm just gonna feed it through here. And if I could try to sneak peek, there is that. You can zip, you're supposed to zip tie to that where all the other wires are, right here. So we're just gonna run it back here. And I'm doing this with one hand, so sorry for the shake. Bang. What you want to do? So we're still working along the way back here. I got the heat shield off. It's just two 10mm bolts. They want you to remember how you took it off, so I'm just gonna let it sit up there like that. It's literally these two screws right here. The reason why for that is so you could follow and zip tie it through there. I'm trying to show you guys this the best as I can underneath here. The part with this kit that comes with the chrome, look at like the tinfoil thing here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna line that up with the ones that it's already there. I'm gonna zip tie that. So all you do is you just drag that all the way over, and you just follow this big ass wire, and that should be pretty simple. But you just follow that all the way through. I'm gonna zip tie this one like this, and then I'm going to measure out all the other zip ties, and then just gonna pull it correctly and then zip tie it. Install the negative, zip tie the fronts, and we should be done. And we'll test it. Alright guys, home stretch. And pretty much the last step is zip tying these guys. Pretty much I have to find a way to do this. They say don't zip tie to the airbag. I'm like, well, which ones are the airbags? You know, they're not really clear on anything that they say. So we're gonna zip tie these up, and then I'm going to put everything back together and we'll test it out some more. Or again, or now. Home run stretch. Got everything put back together. A little screw, a little door jamb panel, whatever you want to call them. Alright guys. If you Tundra guys know what I mean. Unlock. Yes. That is a great feeling. I no longer have to worry about all that jazz. So, let's try it out. See how loud it is. That sounds like a ray gun. Call of Duty. Unlock. It's actually very quiet, guys. Alrighty guys, there you go. There we have it, the OEM Toyota tailgate lock. Ran the wires through the bottom. It was a lot easier than I thought. I tend to overthink things. But we are officially finished. And, you know guys, give me a like and subscribe. Thank you.